Sorry. Okay, hang on. I pushed record by accident. Okay, trying to push it back. Okay, hi, Keepers of the Flame. Okay, so one more thing about Lady Justice being absent. They want me to tell you that to keep at the forefront of your mind the energetic protection around people. So not just yourself and the animals and humans kind of in your immediate environment, but like everybody in your environment. So make sure you're doing that out in the community. Originally that was supposed to be men's job and they just fell off. I don't know what you want me to say. They gave it to God. So when they gave that power away, that responsibility, whatever you want to call it, power, great responsibility. There is a one. There is one. That's why nobody wants power or responsibility. They only want. Sorry, my dog is now nestling on my camera stand. So, sorry. So they want you to give over the power and control to the massa, and then thus meaning that some entity that does not exist is responsible for keeping safe humanity. Okay, so that's why Lady Justice has left the building. We're giving everything to some Scarface guy daddy, and Justice will not touch that because we don't claim any rights over ourselves. We don't claim any personal autonomy, authority, whatever the heck it is. We've given that over here. So the rest of us down here are looking to some sort of metaphysical entity that doesn't actually exist. It doesn't exist. And that's why it's so easily negated here on Earth. That's why there's no there's no justice, unless, of course, you're extremely poor, and then you're just going to really get it. And then sometimes be completely unjustified in wherever you end up. And so when we have a pattern where the men are completely disempowered, because obviously that's kind of and we would be some sort of bamboozled into thinking that they are the ones that hold all the power. No, they are the weakest members of society. White men are the weakest members of society. If they need to prove that more to you, I have no idea. So as bad as this whole patriarchal thing is for women, it is so much worse for men. Like, I can't even, like, that, listen to a man talk. That's how bad it is. Okay. It doesn't matter. Any man. Listen to any man talk, and that's how bad it is. Okay. This is why science is so focused on the white male, is because they are the most fragile, but like eugenics. Okay. Okay, don't need to go into that. Whew. Okay. So, when we give the power to some Scarface guy daddy, and that's what we do, and that we have textual evidence that is the Scarface guy daddy. I mean, he's literally running all the drugs, the children, the genocides. He's running the show, right? That's his job, is like overseeing all the things. And we're down here going, it's so when this is powerless over here, and then the power is off in some sort of thing outside of our binding spell, religion, cage, trauma bond, shell, we're not going to have access to it. So no kidding. Nobody's going to be held accountable because we're uplifting the acts that we're told are bad. but not really, because they're already in the Bible, so we can make excuses for them because blah, 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 blah. Okay, so that's why Lady Justice doesn't show up. Okay, so there were specific rules for people. There was, and it didn't have so much to do with masculine and feminine. It had to do with whatever your strengths and weaknesses were in the tribe, I want to say. They're not necessarily feminine and masculine. It's just the traits that we've labeled with the traditional whatever. So, when you have a narrative that is set to give the power and control away, this is also how all the clusters started in the first place. They are the dark triad, okay, Abrahamics. When you have a narrative where the power resides outside of yourself and you are left pretty much helpless in every single solitary beach of life, you will manifest this. You will manifest being helpless, defenseless, and whatever else, because the men in your communities have been strictly instructed to not only blame you for every single solitary thing that goes wrong, they have also put the responsibility for maintaining life. Knowing, or at least admitting, that you're the source of the sheer fuckery. Okay, so the Morning Star. Lucifer? Remember that character? Yeah, that's Venus. Venus is the Morning Star. Venus is the feminine. Okay, so women are the devils. Okay, I don't give a fuck what you want to twist your frontal cortex into, okay? That is how they are instructed to see us. They are not going to be able to see us in a different light. So, of course, we are going to give birth to evil things because we are evil. So when you have this belief structure that everything is evil, are you going to want to protect it, save it, preserve it? No. Nope. That's why we don't hold sacred here on this planet. That's why there's no justice. It left the building. We gave it permission to go fuck itself. And she's like, I don't want to go fuck myself. I'm just going to leave. Okay. So she's exited the building. We gave our consent because we told her to F off, that Scarface Guy Daddy had it. And she didn't need to, like, be here for this. And so then, because remember, we've got to demonize the feminine. And Lady Justice is a female. So why would we want to have anything to do with her? Katunk. Okay, so I've got to throw some humor in here. Okay, it's got to happen. So when we are out in the world, when we are meditating, sitting in silence and whatever else, remember to give that protection to everybody in your environment, everybody in your neighborhood, everybody in your community, everybody in your country, everybody on the planet, okay? And then I would extend that out. I would keep extending that out to all the energies in the universe. Keep doing that, because when we can invite Lady Justice back in, because we are finished demonizing, well, we've been told to fear and demonize, okay, where the actual power is. Where they tell you not to look, where they tell you to be scared, where they tell you to hate, that's where the power is. That's where the power is. So help me God, if there is one, it is a black woman. Legit. Okay. And she's probably gay. So it sounds bad, but when you have to attack tiny, teeny, teeny, teeny groups of people, African Americans are 13% of the U.S. population. And that's both men and women, okay? Then you've got LGBTQ plus communities. That's like what, 2%? What are you doing? What are you doing? That you need to just bully the crap. If that does not tell you everything you freaking need to know about what's actually true versus what they want you to think, whoa, I can't help you. This probably isn't the channel for you. And witches, ooh, women who are wise, that's what witch means. And you get all these fucking nut jobs on the internet going, no, that doesn't mean anything. Yes, it does. And they're trying to negate it so fucking hard. The men are so desperate to grasp at any form of power that they're now infiltrating everything, calling it theirs, including women's sports. And you're damn right. I don't think we should be setting up that kind of paradigm. Because you know what that... I know you're thinking, I mean, human rights. Excuse me. That is giving all the men in society permission to get in the ring with women. Okay, so if you are in the LGBTQ plus community, you already know this. You already know this. They already see it coming. Listen to me. The LGBTQ community has to go through so much soul searching and come out with so much fucking shadow work. It is astronomical. That's why they don't like them, because they can see through everybody's bullshit. So if you think for 2 seconds that there is anybody in the LGBTQ plus community that is authentically advocating for men to beat the crap out of women, you have lost your marbles and touch with reality. That is not what they are doing. They fucking know better. So anytime you hear that in the news or whatever it is, they are not advocating for that. They're not stupid. They know exactly what's happening. And they're like, no. All it is a gateway for the of people to come back and say, see what happens. They're just waiting for some poor unsuspecting teenager kid to kill another poor unsuspecting teenager kid and have it be male against female, and then uproar will start. We might be the dumbest two-leggeds that have ever roamed the planet. That's all I'll say about that. Okay, so again, 2% of the population. Under attack. Because they did their soul searching and are willing to look the rest of the society that doesn't like them in the face and say, this is who I am. I need to be this way in the world. This is me. And I'm not hurting anybody. I'm just trying to love people. I just want to love who I want to love. How fucked is that we are... and that's also a mere reflection to how we treat genuine love. That's a mere reflection when we treat how we treat genuine connection. You can't have that. That's not yours. You don't deserve that. You can't access that. And we've all collectively agreed to that. This is why marriage has to be contractual. And it's a binding spell. It's a binding contract. It's slave-master narrative. I don't make the rules, kids. I'm just reporting on, what's obvious, okay? Don't get mad at me because I can go like this to humanity, all right? And then you gotta bring it up through the filters, ask the whatever that's in my system, is this right? Is this true? Is this correct? And I've been filtering through this and then I put it through the heavy filtration system when I took that long break. So when we have an outcome that produces hatred towards the minorities, right? Okay. The reason why they're able to do those things and bullies are allowed to exist is because the masculine has been told that some Scarface Sky Daddy who has a really horrific agenda in black and white, which everybody's free to read, which nobody seems to want to, that he's going to protect those people, that he's going to see to it that, innocent people are unharmed. No, kids, he's the one telling you to do the harm against the innocent people. Okay? That's just... And don't give me none of that Good Samaritan shit. The only reason why it's a Good Samaritan is because he took care of somebody in your tribe. Nah. If it were anybody else on the street, it would have been, look at that pile of shit. Okay? So, 2 months starving babies. That's all you got. Don't talk to me about that shit. Okay, the word is out. We know what you're about. You can't hide it anymore. And if you still need to cling to it in private. Please and thank you. So, when you have entire tribes of people, clans of people coming after small, teeny tiny minorities, that should tell you everything you need to know about their power. It's fragile. It's weak. It's vulnerable. And the only way to actually protect it is to increase violence. Incite violence. Request violence. Give permission for violence. We just saw a woman called Fat and Ugly at Walmart after the president did what he did to a reporter. Okay. When you have the authorities passing out permission slips for this, that, and the other thing, and you have the sheep who cannot, for the life of them, get a fresh breath of air into their system so they can have an original thought, we are going to see exactly where the religious, political, and scientific, financial, and or economical and educational systems have got us. This is the fruit of the tree that we have been fertilizing. This is the fruit. We're in harvest season right now. Okay. When the authority gives permission, there will be people bullied. That's how bullying works. It's never the kids' fault, boys and girls. It's never the kids' fault. The teacher and the staff at the school target and give permission for those particular students to be bullied by passive-aggressively bullying them, thus opening the floodgates for anyone else in the school. So when you're busy screaming at children for being children, looking to someone for instruction, the instruction was given. And the call is coming from inside the building, not inside the house, inside the building. It's coming from inside the school. It doesn't matter if mom and dad are piles of shit and blah, 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 blah. The teacher is the authority in the class and they have given permission to bully. That's why Lady Justice has left the building. We do not use our energy to protect and keep safe. We use our energy to get in this weird freaking numbskull state of like, that person is a threat to me. It's a kid. It's a freaking kid. You can't open up your heart for compassion? No. Must shut down because this kid probably sees right through your BS and that makes you uncomfortable. So, when you put an immature person in the authority position, they will incite violence. It's not the youth. It's the people in authority. As above, so below. As within, so without. Lady Justice has left the building because we bid her goodbye and gave all the power to some Scarface Sky Daddy. That is being reflected back to us repeatedly. It is now on blast. If you can hear anything else over that fucking noise, you're a very gifted human being. Because I can't. I can't hear anything over that. We have worshipped bullies and billionaires for way the fuck too long. And now they are on blast and we're allowing it. We facilitated it. And now they're making sure that everybody and anybody who would have stood up and fought them is out of the system. is why it took so long away. This was what I did not want to happen. So I sincerely apologize. So how do we get Lady Justice back in the system? I'm just gonna breathe through it. So when Lady Justice has left the building, how do we get her back? We start using our ability to want to protect the vulnerable energetically. We imagine the vulnerable, the disabled especially, the people that have different sexual preferences other than the traditional ones, LGBTQ plus community. You hold them sacred in white light. You hold every minority, no matter where from, what skin tone, it doesn't matter. Every minority, you hold them in sacred light. You send that out every single day. Like candles, do whatever you got to do. That does not belong to religion. Religion stole that. So you can do that without any invocation of Scarface Guy Daddy. So then when you are out, when you are in the grocery store or at the whatever, when you are out in the community, you send that white light to everyone. Even if it is a bully, you send that to them, because at some point it's got to get through. It's got to get through that this does not need to exist in society, and you are not under any sort of threat at the frick all. We are trying to get through this together, and you are making it more difficult by holding space for ignorance and audacity and sheer bullyhood, I guess. I'm not here to diagnose anybody. I don't know how to freaking do that. But, and even then, the mental institutions are fucked in the head anyway. And everybody who subscribes to that narrative probably needs their own head checked. I said what I said. So when we have the ability to be out in the world and putting out just lovely energetic protection to everybody, especially the ones who need it on a regular basis, because we've been removed from accessing any sort of hierarchical pattern that could have been instigated to hold those people accountable. Fuck. Stop celebrating the birth of human sacrifice, please. See, I can't think of anything else. I'm asking. It's not coming. We just have to stop worshipping our vessels, taking our vessels to war for human sacrifice. That's the only thing I can think of. On top of protecting the vulnerable and the innocent. Because the authorities are lost. So just, when you remove your energy the way we are, and it's working, they're going to eat themselves. We don't need to eat them. They're going to tear themselves to shreds. We just need to make sure they don't take anybody that had nothing to do with them tearing themselves apart with them. Because that's how they keep power, is they use the innocent energy, however they use the innocent energy. We don't need to get into that. To keep control, keep power, and whatever else. We could talk about how the universe sees that and how the universe responds to the pure light, but they use that. They control it, they manipulate it, and then they, well, you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, go look up some Diddy tapes and some Epstein files and whatever else. But that's how they keep control. We think it's through money and gas and intimidation and weapons and whatever else. It's not. It's a side piece too. So take your energy, your thoughts, your focus and attention away from giving any money to the billionaires, for giving any energy to an abusive power structure that needs you to worship human sacrifice and the birth of a person that you know was brutally tortured and mutilated before he was whatevered, okay? So I'm not saying that the guy actually exists. I'm not saying that we even know the truth about the narrative. Mark 14:51. I am saying that when we give power, credence, credit, belief in some sort of narrative that puts somebody up in that predicament, there's a reason why his birth was so important. And it's not an isolated incident. It's not a one and done. If you knew his life and the people he hung out with and the things that he did to them, you would see the things differently. Do I believe Epstein was alive when he left that jail cell? Abso-fucking-lutely. Is he today? No, because they had to Jesus him. Put your energy out. Protect the innocent. Protect the vulnerable. Put your energy out. Don't just sit there and meditate and think about it. You put your energy out. That's the only way we're going to shift into this. You take your pentacles, your energy, your focus away from those gazillionaire crappy piles of and give it to those who need it. Give it to those who deserve it. Give it to those who are not here to create more trauma and harm in the world. Send it out to them. Every day. And that's how we shift. That's how we change. And whatever comes out in the news, we have to be able to sit. We have to be able to find those parts and pieces of ourselves that co-created with that in order to make manifest those particular energetic patterns. We have to be able to sit with that find it, seek it out within ourselves, and love the hell out of it, so that way it just can't exist the way it is right now. Lady, the new moon is tomorrow. I don't have time, lady. I hear you, but it's something to focus on. And maybe you can get into the state of mind that it's like a one and done thing. I release all these toxic, negative, parasitic energies in my existence, and I choose to live a different way. I choose to exist from an authentic, loving space. And I accept myself completely, even though I might have I grew up Catholic, so these binding spell things are not anything new for me to have to unravel myself from. Catholic, that's a lot of black goo to scrub off yourself to let the light in. And it's not something that's easily done. So, compassion for yourself, grace and gratitude for the lessons learned, but don't turn your back. It's preventable. We just have to do it. Just have to get on it. It's preventable. It's just a matter of not engaging in the same energies they put out. It's really stormy. It got really stormy there. So being the eye of the storm, being calm in the center of the storm, seeing everything for what it is, not denying it, not negating it, not turning your back on it, sending your energy to those who are needing it for protection, for love, for guidance, for whatever the hell it is. And just pull back from spending money on Amazon, spending money on crap you know is corrupt. You don't need to wish them ill. You just need to remove your time, attention, and pentacles from their matrix. That might mean getting off the AI train. I don't know. It could help in a lot of ways, but if they're running the show, I don't think we're going to benefit from its existence. And if it takes that much water, I don't think it's going to be allowed to exist that long unless they figure out how to not make it live off water. That's pure extinction mode recipe right there.